Rachel Zegler's live action Snow White could actually bring an end to Disney. Now, here it is right here. Rumor, Rachel Zegler's Snow White is a mess and is testing poorly. Now, if you don't remember, this was all over the news last year. That Snow White, Rachel Zegler, right here, she's going to be your new Snow White, and she was going to do something a little different with Snow White. Let me play this for you guys real quick so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. This is Rachel Zegler talking about her live action Snow White. Let's listen to this.
I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There is a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie.
Right.
Andrew Burnap, great dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. But it's...
Yeah, this was one of many interviews that Rachel Zegler had while promoting her live action Snow White movie. And for the most part, all of America, which I'm very proud, all of America came together, and I'm proud because it's a nearly impossible thing to do nowadays, but we all came together and we all agreed that Rachel Zegler was extremely unlikable. Everyone for the most part, we all agreed. Like, there were Trump supporters, Biden supporters. Everyone came together and we're like, after listening to this, we're like, this is garbage. But she wasn't done. There's another interview that this genius Rachel Zegler had right here talking about the Snow White movie. Listen to her. She just couldn't help herself, by the way, last year. Listen to her.
She's not going to be safe with the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
Snow White is running for president.
Yeah, man, extremely unlikable. And as a result, Disney received all sorts of backlash for this. They were like, dude, we don't want to see this garbage. And then Disney was forced to make a lot of changes to this movie. One of the changes they made, by the way, was they added the dwarfs back in, because at first they didn't want to add any dwarfs. They wanted to go completely woke. They felt like adding dwarfs in there and putting them in there, putting little people in there was going to be in poor taste. It just didn't apply in 2024, these geniuses. And there were a lot of people, a lot of little people, actors that were really upset about this, because there's very little roles for these people, and being in a Snow White movie and being cast as one of the seven dwarfs was an opportunity for a lot of little people actors. And ultimately, Disney said, no, we're not going to do little people. And instead, they had like a band of rebels or something like that. But anyway, that was completely destroyed by the media, by everyone, for pretty much. And in the reshoots, they added these in. But anyway, let me get to this part right here. This explains the controversy in full detail. Right here. Here it is. The Walt Disney Company delayed the release of Snow White an entire year, from March 2024 to March 21st, 2025. At the end of October last year, The Hollywood Reporter Pamela McClinton alleged that the time delay was due to the writer's strike. However, a new report by the Daily Mail in the beginning of November 2023 alleged that the film was delayed because Disney is figuring out what to do. An anonymous source told the outlet that Disney had to delay Snow White because they have spent so much money on it, and if it is a financial disaster at the box office, it might single-handedly cripple future remakes and potential Snow White sequels that they have planned. So there you have it. If Rachel Zegler's woke Snow White movie is a financial disaster, it could potentially bring an end to Disney's live-action remakes. Think about that. These dummies over at Disney, they put all their eggs in one basket, and that basket is being carried around by Rachel Zegler, and she's already dropped the basket, by the way. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think down in the comments. And like always, don't forget to subscribe. Sensational.